Hey, thanks so much, Elizabeth. Well, the snow, of course, has fallen. The slopes are open, the skis and the snowboards are sliding in. It's time to get your old gear ready to go, or maybe try out some new stuff. That's what I did last weekend up in Taos. Here's some video of me actually out there on the slopes. We're going to show that coming up in just a second. Here it is. I am bracing up, lacing up, getting ready to go on this new snowboard that Jerry Shear from Sports Systems loaned me to test out over the weekend. And right away, I absolutely love the board. I also have Lindsay here, too, from Sports System, Lindsay Johnson. She's a snowboarder, too. She brought in her board. Her board is very similar to the board that I ride now. And then I borrowed your board, which is a different type of board. It's different technology. I noticed it right away. And you know what? I noticed that actually I had a little bit of an easier time carving and turning down the slopes on the board that I tried from you.
Well, it was a very different sort of rocker or shape underfoot.
Okay.
So this board, which is the same as your old board, right?
Right.
It has a little more of an edge grab, and it's got what they call flying V rocker. And the board you rode had a flat top rocker, so underfoot it was flat, so it was a little easier.
Okay, let me break this down for you too. So I got this board last year, and there was a really, you guys, I hit one of your sales, so you had a really good deal on this board. And this board is pricey. It's got a lot of really good technology. It's one of the top of the line boards, and so I was like, you know, it's a great deal. I'm going to get this top of the line board. I've been snowboarding for a while. I can do it. I can get the hang of it. And so I bought that board, and I had a little bit of a tough time trying to turn it down the mountain because I'm more of an beginner to intermediate rider. Lindsay,
yeah, same here.
You're the same thing. So you've taken this board out, and you love it, right?
I love it. It's my favorite. I don't think I would even want to try the flat rocker that you tried.
See, I think it's for different people. I'm more of a fan of riding switch and not just like riding in one direction down the mountain. And I think the flat board that I demoed from you, it was easier for that. And you know, it's easier on the wallet too, so I wish I'd known that beforehand. It's a little easier on the wallet than this one is. So can you talk a little bit more about the differences and like where you can go when it comes to the different snowboards, what types and that type of thing?
Well, it's very different from throughout the line. All the shapes change in terms of whether you're an absolute beginner or an intermediate or a more advanced rider, or where you're going to go, whether you're in the park or on groomers or riding bumps or in the trees. So all those things change. And then it really kind of boils down to what works for you.
Exactly.
You know, and that board worked for you, the one you rode, right?
Yeah, it really worked for me. I noticed it right away. Right away, I felt so much better on that board than this board, which was weird. And I love this board, but I know like this board, when I'm going faster, I feel more stability on this board.
Right.
So I think that's what it's made for. Like if you're a fast rider, you're going downhill one direction, right, Lindsay?
It's definitely for those aspiring pros, or you know, like I was telling you earlier, riding this board kind of makes you feel like you're good. You're like I've been snowboarding for years.
Right. So there is different technology out there. If you go to Sports Systems, they can break it down for you. I did want to touch on this really quickly. I tried out the new bindings. I had, you know what, I didn't spend any money on my bindings. I spent very little money, I should say.
Right.
I got the cheapest bindings I could get. The board that you loaned me, the bindings on it were a nicer pair of bindings.
Right.
I noticed a difference right away. So what my lesson I learned was maybe spend a little bit more for me on bindings because of comfort, better control, and maybe not spend all the money on the nicest, newest board, but get the board that fits right for you.
Right.
Which may not necessarily be the most expensive one. So these guys at Sports Systems, if you're in the same bind that I am, Christmas is coming up. Your kids are probably looking for maybe a new board, new gear for Christmas. Definitely a good idea to talk to the pros here. They can help you get the right board for you so you don't maybe make the same mistake that I did. Not that it's a mistake. I still love the board. It was just a little tricky for me getting started.
Well, I'm glad you had fun on it.
I had a blast. Thank you so much.
And there's always the surfer graphics, too.
Yes, it did have a surfer logo on it, which really, that just got right at my heart. So I might be buying that board and trading the other board in. We'll see. All right. Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for coming in. And